Hello there, welcome back to my channel. So I have a very interesting project that I got myself into. You're gonna think I'm a little weird, but I kind of wanted to show my collection of tarot, but also do something a little different than just going through each deck and showing the deck. It's actually gonna be my birthday in a few days, and so I thought I would pull my birthday significator cards from each deck along with my chosen significator card as a way of showing you each deck from my tarot collection. Each of these stacks is quite thick, and each of these stacks holds a card from each deck that I own, and so it was definitely a laborious effort to put this together, and I hope you really enjoy seeing the different cards that I have here. I may split this video up into part 1, part 2, part 3 if it needs to be, just so that I'm not exhausting you. It is the same card for each stack, but you'll see it in a different light, in a different perspective. This is also kind of like a birthday gift to myself because I've always wanted to copy each card and then like have it in a book that I could just flip through. I love those tarot books where they include a picture from different types of decks to kind of illustrate the way the card is represented. So this is kind of my version of that. So my birthday is on November 23rd, which technically I am on the cusp of a Scorpio and Sagittarius. I do find that I resonate a lot more with Scorpio, and the people that I know that are Scorpios in my family, we kind of all look similar, kind of think similar, and we mesh really well together. But I've always also attracted Sagittariuses throughout my life. I would find that eventually like I would clash with the Sagittarius, so I just think it's interesting how being on the cusp can definitely show that you might be one or the other more so. Also, my birthday in particular happens to have a lot of Scorpio in my chart as well, so it's like half Sagittarius, half Scorpio, and other signs, and so I think that's why I may resonate with Scorpio more. In the tarot structure, cards that represent the astrological sign of Scorpio would be the Death card, and that would represent the Sagittarius would be the Temperance card, and my personal chosen significator card. And this is a card that I would normally choose to represent myself at this point in my life. If I was to have a reading or do a reading of myself and wanted to choose a significator card, for me that would be the 9 of Coins or 9 of Pentacles. In my last video I mentioned I was going to color a deck, and so I was also going to show some of my progress. So as you can see here, I've already started coloring a few of the pictures or the tarot cards, and not the Death card yet. As you can also see here, the type of markers I'm using, it's not coming out as vivid as I would like, so I may go over it with different markers to make it more vivid. You can kind of see that it's a little bit scratchy in some places, so maybe I can better that the next time I check in with this project that I'm doing. And this is an ongoing project. Maybe every video or every few videos I can kind of show you an updated version of how I'm coloring these cards. So yeah, this is going to be a long video. Again, I'm going to try to break it up, and I encourage you to also maybe showcase your collection in this way by choosing like a birthday tarot card, a tarot card that resonates with your birthday astrological sign, or a personal significator card, a card that you would choose for yourself to represent yourself in a reading. We'll begin. I'll mostly be flipping through the cards quietly, and I may chime in if there's anything I want to add. So you could potentially just mute and look at the different cards as I go. It's up to you. I will try to note the deck that the card is from, either on the screen as I go through each card, or maybe I could do it in the description, just so that you have it for spelling purposes if you want to look further into the deck and see more of its artwork. But again, this is just a personal project of mine. I'll say I kind of got like halfway into the project and I was just pulling Temperance and 9 of Pentacles cards, and I thought I should just pull the Death card, because even though Temperance is technically what some people could argue is my birthday card, it just didn't feel right without the Death. So halfway into this, I had to go back through all the decks again and look for the Death card. I don't keep my decks in order, so going through each deck and having to pull the cards was a lot to handle. And I did try to talk myself out of this project, but once I start a project, I'm pretty much committed till the end, so that wasn't going to happen. If you choose to take on a challenge or project like this, where you want to compare the same card throughout all your decks, you will find it quite daunting, yet very rewarding. It was very rewarding to be able to go through all the decks I have and kind of rejuvenate that relationship I have with them and be re-inspired by their artwork. And even decks that I wasn't sure that I am particularly still into or fond of, I was re-inspired by them. And so it's rewarding because as you're going through each deck looking for the specific cards, you know, you're kind of remembering what you love about it, being captivated by its art. I mean, some decks I've had to go through the whole deck, maybe even twice if I miss the card. And so you can imagine it's just really a lot. But I must say that doing this exercise or doing this challenge is actually rewarding if you wish to reconnect with your decks and why you got them in the first place and why they mean something to you. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and begin. And yeah, enjoy. Oh yeah, the Death card, Temperance, and the Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the Habitat Trom Tarot. Again, Death card. Temperance, which here it's known as the Alchemist. And the Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the Uncommon Tarot. Death. Temperance. And Nine of Pentacles. So this deck is the Metamuse deck, or Metamuse Tarot. Death, Temperance, and the Nine of Shells, Arrival. And this is the Circle of Doors Tarot. Death, Temperance, and the Nine of Pentacles. It's very typical to see in the Nine of Pentacles some sort of bird, falcon, peacock, Nine Pentacles as well, and kind of this feeling of contentment, being with oneself, but also enjoying one's riches or richness of life. And that's sort of where I'm at in this point in my life. So that is why I chose a Nine of Pentacles as my significator card. This is kind of the one that's been resonating with me most at this point in my life. And then the Temperance card, again, that's the Sagittarius significator, and Death is the Scorpio significator. And I really appreciate how Death here has the Timekeeper. This is from the Unfinished Business Tarot by MJ Cullinan. And Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles from the Crow Tarot. Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is from Tarot of the Spirit. Death, Release, Temperance, Healing, and Nine of Pentacles, Comfort. And this is from the Moon and Stars Tarot. Interesting about, I did see a lot of Death cards have release as a keyword. So going through your decks and picking out the cards, you kind of see a common theme or keyword used. Release for Death was one. I didn't see Healing too much for Temperance. I think this might be the only one. And Comfort for Nine of Pentacles. This is kind of also a little bit unusual. Then we have La Morte, La Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the Tarot of the Strange Branches, might be. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Sacred Circles. And this is from the Ancestral Path Tarot. You can see the bird here is a significator. Temperance, you know, we see some sort of alchemical exchange here with the foot in the water, 1 foot on earth, and then the 2 cups passing the water between each other. And then with Death, I have seen this sort of expression of Death in maybe 2 other decks. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these so it's just easier to see. Death, Temperance, and the Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Curious Travels Tarot deck, which I'm really loving this deck. I think it's a great deck. It's sort of hitting one of my favorites right now. Death, Temperance, and the Nine of Coins. And this is from the Tarot of the Divine. It's a really cool, unique deck. And I love the way these cards are depicted with these characters here. They all kind of represent some fairy tale from different regions of the world. Death, Art, and Nine of Pentacles as gain. So a lot of Thoth influenced decks depict temperance with art and Nine of Pentacles with gain. So you'll see gain as a keyword for a lot of Thoth influenced decks. And these cards are from the Urban Tarot. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the Astara Tarot. I almost didn't include these cards just because I didn't know, it didn't really show up well like the Death card here. Astara Tarot is made with, I believe, 4 different artists. So there are some decks where I felt like I wasn't going to include her, but actually I ended up including pretty much all of my decks. There are very few, I think 1 or 2 that I didn't include. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Universal Folk Tarot. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Fyodor Pavlov Tarot. Really love this Nine of Pentacles here. We have Death here. Temperance. And Nine of Pentacles. This is from the this is from the Little Sister Tarot, which was a Kickstarter tarot. And I really love the artwork here. It's all hand painted, and it definitely has a beautiful story behind this deck and the creator. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Coins. So this is from the Slow Tarot. You'll see that a lot of cards depicting temperance, you'll see a bartender. This is more of a waiter here, but usually you'll see a bartender being illustrated for the temperance card. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the Ehrenberg Tarot, which is a really neat tarot because everything illustrated is zoomed in on one part of the card. So Temperance, you're zooming into the cups being poured, and Nine of Pentacles, you're zooming into whatever bird she happens to be holding or near. And with the Death card, we're zooming into the skeleton head. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Coins. And this is from the Golden Tarot. Very pretty artwork. Then we have Death here, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. So again, you're seeing a lady typically posed with her bird, which is very common for the Nine of Pentacles. Temperance, usually someone with 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land, and they have some sort of fluid being passed between 2 vessels. And Death. This is kind of a unique death that looks a little bit like the Judgment card. These cards are from the Influence of the Angels Tarot. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Majestic Earth Tarot, and I love these 2 cards here, which pretty much are the few cards that I love in the entire deck. I think the entire deck is very beautiful and well put together. However, I don't always understand some of the choices for the cards, but these 2 are definitely my favorite, and this is the Death card here. That's the Majestic Tarot. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and move these out. So we have Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is from Emma Poetica Tarot. Beautiful tarot. Love the artwork here. We have Transformation, Forgiveness, and Nine of Painting, Fruition. This is from the William Blake Tarot. It's a tarot that wasn't something I was sure I was going to keep, but I like the creativity of this tarot and kind of the uniqueness of it. Yeah, it is something that I'm going to keep and dig into, but it just shows you from here how unique this deck is. It's sort of its own system. We have another transformation. So we had the William Blake Tarot use the keyword transformation, and this deck as well used the keyword transformation. Balance, and Nine of Coins. This is from the Lover's Path Tarot. Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is from Modern Love Tarot by Ethany. I really love this tarot deck for a modern depiction of the cards. It's very immersive and very emotive, I would say, and such a beautiful depiction of temperance here, kind of working together to put things together to create something new. And this Nine of Pentacles, you know, I did kind of do some research, and I found that some people refer to the Nine of Pentacles as being single, a single person or single woman, or it could be single man, just kind of enjoying the fruits of their labor, and they worked really hard to get where they were, and that they didn't need some other partner in order to do that. But I think that's that kind of confines the Nine of Pentacles, because you know, in other cards where we see a single person, we may not assume that they are single. You can still be in a relationship and learn how to, you know, have a separation of self. So you have the relationship togetherness with your partner and that union, and then you're also able to step away and have something for yourself that you can be proud of and kind of like enjoy. So I don't necessarily see the person in the Nine of Pentacles as having to be a single person, and sometimes even, you know, said to be a single woman, but I do see it as the ability to be with self and be content, even if you are in a relationship. Have that degree of separation, that degree of autonomy and interdependence. So we have Broom, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles, and this is from the Cozy Witch Tarot. And for Broom, just tidy up your life so you can make space for something better. We have Maut. Well, I'm not sure. Nine of Coins. Okay, so we have a Death, Temperance, and Nine of Coins. This is from the Sufi Tarot. Sufi Tarot is very interesting because it has different ways of saying the card names, and it's kind of something that, you know, you immerse yourself into to learn more about the Sufi essence. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Golden Girls Tarot. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the Friends Tarot. We have a Release, Balance, and Nine of Earth. This is from the Angel Tarot cards, Bradley Valentine. Again, we see Release for Death. Again, Balance for Temperance. And Nine of Autumn for Nine of Coins or Pentacles. And this is from the Fairy Tarot cards, also by Bradley Valentine. So I made an attempt to keep most artists' decks grouped together so that when I'm going through them to show you what's in my collection of decks, you can kind of see the similarities and differences between different decks from the same creator. Again, we see Release, again, Balance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the Angel Wisdom Tarot. Okay, we have Death here, and Temperance, Nine of Pentacles, or Nine of Discs. This is from the Luna Soul Tarot. I really like this deck for its soft coloring. I don't have a lot of decks that have soft coloring, so I definitely appreciate the art and the coloring of this deck here. It's very common to see in the Death card a single skeleton entity or person kind of appearing to be jovial, even maybe dancing of some sort with a big smile on their face. And what I found was when I was going through each deck, trying to pluck the cards I needed, that often the Death was not the darkest card in the deck. There were other darker cards there as far as coloring goes. So it wasn't as easy just to look at the deck and see where the darkest cards are and be able to find the Death card. Because often Death was a sort of neutral coloring card. And you can see here that there's not really too much darkness. Okay, Death. Yep, Temperance. And Nine of Pentacles. This is from Tarot of Oneness. And what's cool about this deck is just the perspective. It's typically first person perspective, and usually the scenes are sort of up close and very immersive. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Teddy Tarot by Destiny. And I really like just the cuteness of it. And the way that they illustrated the card meanings are very unique. So you will see some typical Rider-Waite-Smith imagery sprinkled throughout these piles here. It's just, I have a few Rider-Waite-Smith clones. I tend to like different illustrations of it, especially certain ones that are very immersive feeling. This one is Myth Tiny by Destiny. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from one of my favorite decks, Tarot of Mystical Moments. I love this Death card. And this Death card is kind of also a common theme. You might see someone that's still alive with their flesh, but also able to see their rib cage. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Earth. This is a very unique deck. It's called Wee Moon Tarot, and I believe it's Wee Moon art. It's a collection of art that I believe they turned into a tarot deck. And here we have Phoenix rising from the ashes in this depiction here. So we have the Death card here, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the Grunge Tarot. Really awesome deck. Deck of the 90s. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Tarot de Saint Croix. I love this Death card. There's something very like multi-generational about it. Crossing generations, it feels like. It has an ancestral feel to it. And this Temperance card is beautiful as well. This woman is pouring two different liquids into one, creating something alchemical, and you can see that angel hovering above her. Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Ethereal Visions, which is a very beautiful deck. It was actually the first one I got before the Luna edition came out. So this is also Ethereal Visions, the Luna edition. And I can't decide which one I like best. I kind of was hoping that the gold would remain, because I really do like the gold on each deck, or each card. Kind of the gold gilding. But with the darker coloring. But this is fine too, so I just keep both. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Earth. This is from a Kickstarter, which I have no idea why, but I backed out of at the last minute, and that was the only deck I've ever backed out of, and then I regretted it later because I really love this artwork. I really love this deck and the concept of healing waves. So this is called the Healing Waves Tarot, and it's all ocean themed. And this is also why I kind of wanted to show the 3 different cards here. So you have 2 major and 1 minor arcana here, just so that you can see the range of art for each deck that I'm showing. Instead of, originally I was going to maybe feature just the Scorpio cards in one video, Temperance in another video, and then Significator card in another video, but decided to do it all together because it's really nice to see how the artwork varies among the different cards. You have Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Boo Tarot, one of my favorites, the Boo Tarot. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the Dark Mansion Tarot. I love that the skeleton here is seemingly bored. It's great. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from Prisma Visions Tarot. So I have the color edition of this, and I also have, that's a James R. Eads deck, and I also have the Light Visions, which is basically purple and ivory. And actually the purple and ivory works great because you can really see a lot of detail with this coloring versus a colorful coloring. So this is the Light Visions, and the colorful one is the Prisma Visions. And so you can't even really see the guy that's here holding the 2 cups, but you can definitely see it in this card. There's a guy there. And so here the scene is a lot clearer. You can see the house a lot easier than here. You can see the tree and the woman and the bird a lot easier in this coloring. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the Light Seer Tarot. And I love this Death Rebirth card here. I think that's a great interpretation. Very abstract and metaphorical for death. Death, Temperance, Nine of Materials. So this is also a Chris Ann deck, but it's called the Muse Tarot. I really like how they have a moth here. It's definitely symbolic of death, death and rebirth, and that transformational metamorphosis process that occurs. Death, this is a very difficult card to look at. Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Way Home Tarot. You have Death, Temperance, Seven of Pentacles. This is from the Fifth Spirit Tarot. I really like this Death card, how it's showing the beginning of life to the end of life and just the generations. It's a great reminder of the passage of time in this card here. Okay, much better. So this is the Nine of Pentacles, Temperance, and Death from the Fifth Spirit. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. I've always been on the fence about getting the Zombie Tarot, just because, I mean, gore is not really my thing, but I do like the era that deck portrays. And so this deck, which is the Housewives Tarot, is a really good replacement for that deck because there's no gore in this deck. But I still like how it depicts that era, the 50s, early 60s nostalgia. Interesting that this Death card shows a jar of salmonella, real salmonella. That's pretty clever. Temperance, we're taking all the ingredients and kind of creating something out of it. And the Nine of Pentacles with loading the dishwasher. That's great. We have Transformation, Patience, and Nine of Earth. This is from the Good Tarot. Just like transformation is a very common term or keyword to use for death, patience tends to come up for temperance a lot. I don't know how I feel about the keyword patience for temperance, but yeah, this is an example of patience being one of those keywords for temperance. Okay, we have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Stones, and this is from the Visionary Tarot. It was pretty hard for me to track down this deck once it went out of print, which I think it is, but once I got it, I was pretty happy with it. It's kind of a sea-heavy deck, so sea motifs are depicted in the Visionary Tarot. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Coins. So this is from the Titanic Risen Spirits Tarot. Just lovely artwork. I actually live near the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary is in Long Beach, California, and the Queen Mary has always had this sort of Titanic era nostalgia or aesthetic feeling. This deck kind of reminds me of the Queen Mary, and the Queen Mary looks very similar to this ship at the bottom here, so it's pretty cool. Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is from Tarot by Caro, and this artist is based in California. I want to say Ventura County or somewhere around there, Santa Barbara. So I was really happy to get a deck like this. I tend to like this vector style art. It really is something that I like because it's so clean and it appears more like symbols on a card. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from Tarot of Echoes. Very beautiful deck. And it's so nice to be able to see it like this. Instead of just seeing one picture, you know, you kind of get a feel for the art of the deck, seeing it this way. And then from the same artist, we have the Death card, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Tarot of the Abyss. I don't know why I'm blanking on the artist's name, but very popular decks, and her artwork is stunning, very stunning. You see, we have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Wandering Star. What I like about the Wandering Star is the keywords that are depicted on the card. I mean, I have my own understanding of the cards, but it's always nice to kind of just have additional meanings on the card if you want to expand your understanding, or if you are just wanting something to maybe catch your eye to interpret that card or meaning. So with the Death card, you have like transformation, new beginnings, endings, change, begin again, and Temperance, healing, moderation, balance, guidance. Nine of Pentacles, comfort, accomplishment, prosperity, and stability. Now we have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Zodiac Tarot. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Paws, like paws of a dog. This is the Poe Tarot by Trisha Lee Schufelt, I believe. And what I really like about this Poe Tarot, this rendition of Poe, is that there are little snippets at the bottom. For instance, like the Death card. The boundaries which divide life from death are at best shadowy and vague. Who shall say where the one ends and where the other begins? Or the Temperance card. I intend to put up with nothing that I can put down. Nine of Paws. Man's real life is happy, chiefly because he is ever expecting that it soon will be so. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Coins. This is from the Luau Tarot by Marie Bento. And her artwork is awesome as well. Has a very ancestral feel to it. I love that for the Temperance card we see the centaur being used to depict the astrological meaning of the card. It's pretty neat. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles, and this is from the Sacerdote Tarot. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Little Odd Tarot. was a Kickstarter. Very cute. Death, Temperance, and Gain for the Nine of Pentacles. This is from New Era Elements Tarot. So again, could be Thoth influence or elemental influence as well. And so you can see how gain is the key word for the Nine of Pentacles. It's a great deck, great modern deck. We have Death, Temperance, and Knight of Pentacles. And this is the Mystic Mondays Tarot, which I really like Mystic Mondays because, again, I appreciate vector style art, but I also like the colorful nature of it. It's very punchy and it's very symbolic. It uses very simple art to convey a meaning, and it's clear, direct, concise. It's pretty cool deck. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Coins for the Fountain Tarot. I really like this Nine of Coins here. We have Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is the Rainbow Tarot. Really love the quirky feel of this tarot. Look at, she has a little snail on her hat here. It's very cute. You can see that. It's great. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Discs. This is from the New Chapter Tarot, which is a very psychologically, it's a very psyche influenced deck. It's more psychological than it is anything. And it's a really cool deck to dive into and learn. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot deck. It's a pretty comical death card here. Death, Temperance, Nine of Stones. This is from the Tarot for the Great Outdoors. Oh, what's cool about this card is it's depicting scenes from actual real places. So the Death card is depicting a scene from the Death Valley National Park. Temperance is depicting a scene from Zion National Park. And the Nine of Stones is just depicting a forest scene with growing fungi or mushrooms. Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is the Wild Reflections by Weispel. Love this Temperance card. Definitely speaks to just opposing forces of nature coming together to create something. It's very, I like things that depict a duality of some sort. Interesting Death card here. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. So this is from the Affirmators Tarot, which is a very fun, cheeky animal style tarot deck. So that's why I love it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move these out. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Pacific Northwest Tarot. We have Transformation, Patience, and Material Harvest. This is from the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. We have the Death card, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Seventh Sphere by Labyrinthos. So very soft color palette. This is a very intense death card, and I really like it. Labyrinthos also created the Golden Thread Tarot. So here's the Death card, and the Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. Also by Labyrinthos. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is by the Really Bad Drawn Tarot by Friendwind, I believe. So I just love the humor of it. But this is kind of why I wanted to showcase my tarot collection this way, just using specific cards, because being able to switch between a previous card like this to this, I mean, it's kind of like a palette cleanser. I feel it just really wakes up your mind into seeing the same card in a fresh way. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the Spirit Tarot Cards deck, the one that I picked up from the Spirit Halloween store this Halloween. And I did do a video kind of showcasing this deck already. Nine of Pentacles is Frankenstein. Temperance is a sea nymph. Sea nymph. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Spacious Tarot. Really good depiction of temperance here, and just kind of showing the elements of ice and fire working together to create steam and droplets of water, because it's melting the ice. So great card showing the alchemical process of temperance and its purpose. We have Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles, and this is from the Awakened Tarot. Death, Temperance, Nine of Earth. This is from the 78 Tarot Ecological, and I love this deck. Each card is illustrated by a different artist, and I really like the variety of art in one deck. To me, it doesn't have to be cohesive, because each card and each art depicting that card's meaning tells a story of its own, as you can see here. This temperance doesn't necessarily need to be illustrated in this type of art. They can be totally different, and you have that immediate impression or feeling of the card's meaning based on that. And so the 78 Tarot creates multiple decks. I have the Ecological here, and I also have the 78 Tarot Animal, Tarot of the Wild. So this one's the animal version. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And again, each card is illustrated by a different artist, which you can see in the bottom of the card. And so it just kind of adds to the uniqueness of the deck. But I love the 78 Tarot. I think there's a Halloween one that just came out recently, so I've been looking at that one. And now we have Lamort, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is also one of my favorite decks called the Le Tarot de Marseille Waite, a French deck with Marseille influences. And I just love the coloring and the art style. It's very vivid contrast, as you can see. You see the Death card here. These people's body parts are in pieces. It's very interesting. And I love the coloring of the Nine of Pentacles and like what she's wearing. It's just really pretty. We have Death card, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is another one of those decks that kind of has a maybe early to late 60s nostalgia or aesthetic theme to it, which again, maybe someday I'll get the Zombie Tarot, but for now this is a good supplement. This is the Pulp Tarot. You can see it's kind of depicted as if it were movie posters on a wall. Change for Death, Balance for Temperance, and Nine of Coins. And this is from one of my favorite Tarot for Kids. That's the name of the deck, Tarot for Kids. I feel like that title doesn't really do it justice. It's such a beautiful deck with really great illustrations, and you know, it still gets the point across. Then we have Rebirth for Death, Balance for Temperance, and the Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Tarot for All Ages. Again, horrible name for a deck, but the illustrations are beautiful. This Nine of Pentacles is something I haven't seen before. It's very clever and nice. This is our Temperance card here and our Death card as Rebirth. It's a kid-friendly deck, but again, it still gets the point across. You have the metamorphosis process of transformation happening here with the butterfly emerging from the cocoon. And then for Death, we have Sleeping Beauty. For Temperance, we have the Guardian Angel. And Nine of Pentacles, or Nine of Crystals here. And this is from the Inner Child cards. I kind of chopped off the borders, so that's why they look that way. This card is really pretty with the red poppies surrounding Sleeping Beauty. It's very nice. Okay, we have Death here. Temperance. And Nine of Pentacles. So this is from the Tarot of the Trees, and I have the large version. I think there might be a smaller version, or I wouldn't say mini, but just a smaller version of this. But these cards are fairly large, and I have large hands, so you can tell here. But what a great depiction of the Death card, and also the Nine of Pentacles. I really like this Nine of Pentacles here. It definitely points to stability and foundation, and just kind of like that growth and abundance that comes with that. I really enjoy decks that sometimes don't have people in it, but can still manage to emote a feeling from other living objects or, you know, entities, and just showing movement and just the meaning through other means rather than people means. Okay, so we have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles here. And this is from the Pastoral Tarot. I really love this tarot. Even though it's landscape, I still don't mind it. I think it paints a beautiful picture. And it's just unlike any other deck. So yeah, if you're looking for something very enchanting, beautiful, and you can stand the landscape, I think this deck is quite underrated. And it comes with a pretty chunky book. Death. And what a stark contrast when these cards come up here. You have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Anarchy Tarot. And this Dark Angel here is quite funny looking. Then we have the Lord of Shadows for Death, the Cid, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the Green Witch Tarot. It almost looks like a Ten of Pentacles. Then we have Death card here, gorgeous, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is the Witch's Garden Tarot, the Witch's Garden Tarot. It's lovely. We have Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Everyday Witch Tarot. I've always felt this Death card kind of felt out of place from the rest of the deck, but you know, maybe that means something. This person is not of this world; it's from another world. Maybe that's what is the meaning between the two doors behind. Okay, and then we have Transformation, Integration, and Ripeness for the Nine of Pentacles. And this is from Osho Zen Tarot. The Osho Zen Tarot for me can be a little bit confusing. One keyword is used for one card meaning is sometimes used for another card meaning. So I don't know, something about the Osho Zen was confusing for me to make sure I was picking the card that is depicting Death and Temperance. And we have Ripeness for the Nine of Pentacles. We have Death and Rebirth, Self, and Nine of Earth. And this is from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. This deck in particular, I'm not like a huge fan of. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's just the art style and the way the book is written. But I still enjoy kind of diving into it, so that's why I keep it around. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the Llewellyn Tarot. Death, Temperance, and Knight of Pentacles. This is from the Trick or Treat Tarot. As I said before, sometimes the Temperance is depicted as a bartender mixing drinks, so that's what we see here. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot. One of, I think, 2 tattoo decks I have. I do like tattoo art style, but on a card, not necessarily on my body, although I do have tattoos, but not like in a tattoo style. So this allows me to kind of like appreciate the artwork for what it is. We have Death, Temperance, Nine of Skulls for the Tarot of Vampires. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles for Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. And I really like how you can see here in this spread, this sort of looks like it's the same person. Maybe she goes through this metamorphosis from death, and she goes through temperance and alchemical process and comes out the Nine of Pentacles. So kind of interesting to see it like this. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Impressionist Tarot, one of my favorite tarot decks. It's a clear reader, very direct, sometimes a punch to the gut, but I love the artwork in the deck, and I love this deck. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the NYC Tarot. I wanted a tarot deck that kind of represents, you know, the big city, so this is that deck, and as you can see, the Temperance card is a bartender pouring drinks. And I like this Nine of Pentacles. It's kind of a different look here. Deli and grocery, and all these pentacles are flowers. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of cool. Death, Equilibrium for Temperance, Nine of Shields for Nine of Pentacles. This is the Celtic Tarot by Christopher Hughes. Okay, we have Death, Temperance, Nine of Earth. This is the Gaian Tarot by Joanna Powell Colbert. And I really like how, I believe this is Joanna Powell Colbert, the creator of this deck, in this Nine of Earth picture. So I wonder if she kind of also sees herself as the Nine of Pentacles as I do, which is pretty cool. And Temperance we see here, and Death. I think this was a very interesting pick for Death, but I think I understand it, so it works. But beautiful, beautiful. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Coins. And this is the Everyday Enchantment Tarot by Poppy Palin, the late Poppy Palin. And I trimmed off the borders of this deck, which really makes the artwork pop. And yeah, it's just a gorgeous deck. Very interesting for Temperance. You know, we see this woman who's trying to make things better between these two people here who seem to be in conflict with each other, but she seems to be giving them something to nourish their body, a juice from these apples that were pressed. She has a smile on her face, so she's trying to influence a good thing here. Okay, we have an intense death card here, Temperance, and Nine of Discs, and this is from the Mary L. Tarot. It's very, very cool. I love this death card. It's very pretty. Death, Alchemy, Nine of Earth. Is this our second alchemy card for Temperance? But I do see Temperance as a alchemist, or alchemy, I guess. Sometimes a magician is seen as an alchemist. So yeah, but this is from the Dark Goddess Tarot, and very interesting Nine of Earth. It's very cool. I think I'm going to move these out so we can see these smaller ones a little easier. So we see Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And This is from the Celestial Tarot, which this author, I really, really love the artwork. I cut off the borders off both their decks just to make the images pop because the cards are very small. So in order to see the detail of the card better, I had to cut off the borders. But this is the Celestial Tarot here, and same artist as the Spiral Tarot, which is another favorite of mine. For some reason, this deck really reads well and is a favorite of mine. It's a very neat death card here. It's a lot of detail. We have Death, Marigold, Temperance, Camellia, Nine of Earth, Apple. And this is from the Herb Crafters Tarot. I did cut off the borders of this deck, and I couldn't decide between keeping the deck with borders or without. I kind of liked it both ways, but I ended up giving the Herb Crafters Tarot with the borders to my sister, and I kept the one that I originally trimmed. But this is a really great deck. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Silver Acorn Tarot. And what a great death card here. This skeleton is so refreshing, uplifting. Great temperance, very intense temperance here. Now we have transitioning for death. And I have two cards here for temperance, and I'll explain why. And then I have the 9 for satisfaction. This is from the Sacred She Tarot. And I found this deck kind of confusing because it has a system of its own. It kind of goes its own way. But I found that the Temperance card is Karma, but to me this rings more as Justice. And the Balancing card is the Temperance. So this to me feels more like Temperance, even though in the deck this is Justice and this is Temperance. So if I was to restructure that deck, I would just restructure it as this is Temperance and this is Justice. And that's just how it appears to me. And I've seen a death card depicted this way a few times. So it's a very interesting depiction there. I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and move these out. Okay, so we have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Vice Versa Tarot, which is why you're able to see the other side. So the perspective of these two men. So if you were one of these two men looking out, this is what you would be. This would be the front of the two men. And same with Temperance. So if you were Temperance looking out, this is what would be behind you. And of the Nine of Pentacles, this is what would be behind you. So it's an interesting deck. My sister got it for me. It's not something I probably would have picked myself, but I do find it quite interesting. We have the Liberator, the Mingler, and Revelation of Knowledge. And this is from the Celtic Wisdom Tarot by Caitlin Matthews. This deck has its own system, very much like a William Blake deck. So it takes a lot of patience and learning, but the book that it comes with is very cool. I mean, it has like a wealth of information, not just on the meanings of these cards within its own system, but also just diviners' tips and tricks and principles, and it's just a very good, thorough book. Okay, Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Phantom Wise Tarot. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Dream Keepers Tarot. Dream Keepers Tarot, one of my favorites. Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Philosopher's Tarot, an RWS clone with a twist. So you have George Batia for Death, Arthur Schopenhauer for Temperance, and the Uncaged Bird of Maya Angelou for Nine of Pentacles. Now we have a Rider-Waite-Smith clone here. and this is the original tarot. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Real Talk Tarot. I'm not like entirely a fan of this deck. I think there are some misses for me, like the Temperance, the way she's depicted. The Nine of Pentacles is kind of boozing it up and shopping. But this Death card is pretty interesting, just how, you know, death kind of lurks around us, and we don't know who they are, what they look like, and death can be anywhere. It can be around the corner, on a bus, amongst everyday people. So it's just interesting interpretation of that. Okay, we have Death, Temperance, Nine of Coins. This is from the Somnia Tarot, the photography edition, which I really, 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 really like. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Coins. Also the Somnia Tarot, so by the same creators and illustrators, but this is the illustrated edition. So it's just a different look, different vantage. To me, it does have a different influence on a reading. This to me feels more comic style and comical at that, and the photography edition has a little bit more of a serious tone. We have Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Star Maiden Tarot. Really like this style art. I just love shapes layered on top of shapes. It's very geometric to me, and harmonious. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Good Fortune Tarot. A favorite of mine. Just illustrations are beautiful. This Temperance is beautiful. She's got the chakras here in the middle. I don't know, you can see that. Yeah. It's beautiful. And this this Death card, it's a skeleton dancing. He's having way too much fun for two people lying there, not moving, but, you know, death is gonna do death, I guess. We have Death, Art, Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Tarot Volatile. Another favorite of mine. And I do have both this art and this Temperance in my deck, because to me they kind of embody different feelings of the same card. We have Death, Student Loans, closing one door and opening another. Temperance, eco-friendly, finding balance. And Nine of Swag, or coins, Bitcoin, first-time homeowner, the tipping point. And this is the Millennial Tarot. This is the Millennial Tarot. And it's just a fun tarot to have. I like it a lot. I did cut off the borders to make the card smaller, otherwise they'd be humongous. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Bohemian Gothic Tarot. It's a lovely deck, and it's a hilarious death card. Let me use the expression, it's hilarious. And from the same publisher, we have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles with the Victorian Romantic Tarot. Same creators. A favorite, Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is from Usi, Pagan Otherworlds Tarot. Gorgeous, gorgeous art. I love this death card. He's stepping on her head. Oh, jeez. And lovely, lovely Temperance card. Okay, so we have Death here. Temperance, or renewal. And this This is the Nine of Earth songs. So this deck is called Songs for the Journey Home Tarot, and it has its own system, and it's a really small round deck. So I don't know if I zoom in there, you can kind of see the artwork a little better. Death, Renewal, and Nine of Earth songs. We have Death, Golden Flower for Temperance, and Indifference, or I'm sorry, Nine of Stones. Indifference is my keyword for this card here. This is from the Chrysalis Tarot, the Chrysalis Tarot. Also renames its suits, so it takes some time getting used to, but it's a beautiful deck. Death, Endings and Transformation. Temperance, Maintaining Balance. Nine of Pentacles, Abundance and Security. This is from one of my favorite modern decks, the Bright Future Tarot. See how cool it is to kind of see the artwork displayed and to see it for the different major and minor arcana. Okay, we have Release for Death, Transformation for Temperance, and Nine of Earth. This is the Awakening Tarot. We have Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is the Enchanted Tarot, which is like an embroidered art look here. And I've chopped off the borders in order to see the detail a little better. Death, Alchemist, and Nine of Coins, Gain. This is for the Yolanda Witch Tarot, which I must say is a pretty cool tarot deck. Kind of depicts the cards differently and uses different illustrations. Death, Temperance, Nine of Coins. This is the Crystal Magic Tarot. Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is the Mythic Tarot. Definitely a favorite of mine. You can see in this death card here, these people are offering. They're making an offering to be the giver of death. I don't know. And I think this is like one of the only times I've seen a man being presented for the Nine of Pentacles, so it's very interesting, though there's no bird. Okay, we have Death, Temperance, Nine of Stones, and I have the travel size or mini size of the Gentle Tarot, the one that comes in a little tin, and so I purchased that with the book. I wasn't really going to like the Gentle Tarot. It's not really my vibe, but I still wanted the deck, and so I just got the smaller version instead of the larger version. We have Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles, and this is from the Star Seeker Tarot. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. And this is from the World Spirit Tarot. We have Death, Temperance, Nine of Coins. This is from the Good Karma Tarot. Such a cheery deck. The Release, Metamorphosis, the Acceptance, Harmony, and Nine of Trees, Refinement. This is from the Tarot of Light. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Discs. This is from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. This is a great death card here. Very cool. Awesome Temperance as well. And a very pretty Nine of Discs. Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is from the Vivid Journey Tarot. Okay. Temperance and Nine of Coins. This is from the Bonefire Tarot. The only thing I don't like about this deck is the shiny cardstock. I wish it kind of came more matte, but otherwise this is the other tarot tattoo style deck that I have, and it's great. We have Death, and we have Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Druid Craft Tarot. I did chop off the white borders. Looking back, I kind of wish I kept the white borders on because I think it really encapsulates the art. But I think without the white borders, it also frees the art, kind of expands it, so it feels more vivid and up close. But yeah, this is the Druid Craft Tarot. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Tarot Made Easy. Death or Transformation, Peace, Justice, Forest, the Nine of Earth. This is the Elemental Tarot. We have the Wise Fox for Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is the Mystical Dream Tarot. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the This Might Hurt Tarot. They're getting smaller. So we have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Nova Tarot. Very cute, simple. Love this deck. We have Death, Temperance. She looks a little sad and confused there. And Nine of Coins. This is a Marseille influence deck called Squid Cake Tarot. Very cute. Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles, the Everyday Tarot. I like this deck because it's also vector style, very simple and clean. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Discs. What's cool about this deck is the use of watercolor. It's very beautiful, kind of ethereal. This is the Zillick Tarot. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is a Morgan Greer Tarot. Really an awesome deck for its vivid use of color. Another deck that has that watery watercolor feel is the White Sage Tarot, which is actually a really, really cool deck. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. Not a lot of death cards are depicted this way, but if you remember the Light Seer, kind of that Grim Reaper cloak, and then when you look inside the cloak, there was a picture of like trees, so that's kind of that similar concept here, that portal of transformation. Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles, Barbara Walker Tarot. And here we see she's pregnant. It's interesting. Okay, Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. I made the mistake of chopping off the borders from this deck so that I could see the pictures a little bit easier, but now they're like super tiny. And this is the Universal Weight Tarot. Comes in a tin can. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is a Marseille inspired deck. The Tarot de Maria Celia. I really like it. It's kind of quirky. Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is the Aquarian Tarot that comes in a tin. Really cool deck. It's got that Art Deco aesthetic to it, Art Deco feel. So just really appreciate it for that Art Nouveau style. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Balloons. So we have another bartender here. Death card. He looks sad with the dog looking at him and the sun rising behind. And Nine of Balloons. So we have balloons as pentacles. This is the Stoller Tarot. I really like it for its comical appeal. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot, and I have a tin version because I was never actually really into the Wild Unknown in general, so I never bought the full version, but I thought, you know, maybe I'll give it a try. So I bought the smaller version first to try it out to see if I liked it. Still not terribly a fan, but I decided to go ahead and color it in for fun. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Hanson Roberts Tarot, and I really like it for its soft colored pencil appeal. And it's just very nice artwork. I love this Nine of Pentacles here. This is like a training deck. It's the Practical Wisdom Tarot. And I just like it because it has the meanings right on the card next to the picture. So nice to have a little something extra ready to go. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Tarot de Luz deck, L-U-Z. And this Death card is super comical and funny, and a lovely Temperance, and just a unique perspective for the Nine of Pentacles. There's like a whale here with a watery island and a cloud. It's just really cool. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Crystals. This is the Valerius Tarot. Very unique pocket deck. Death. See that for stark contrast art. And Nine of Discs. A Thoth-inspired deck called the Ashera Tarot. It's definitely one of my favorites for the artwork. And now we have Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck, the Death card. Art and Nine of Pentacles, or Gain. Very lovely. I have this. This is a smaller version. We have Sunset for Death. Blend for Temperance. Nine of Stones for Nine of Pentacles or coins. This is the Medicine Woman Tarot. We have Transformation, Integration for Temperance, Nine of Earth, Accumulation. This is the Vision Quest Tarot. I was kind of on the hunt for some decks that remind me of California, the more native feel of California, the kind of dry desert, that Native American influence, and so I felt like these decks fit the bill. We have a Death card here. Very gruesome. Temperance and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Tarot de Leonardo da Vinci. Tarot de Leonardo da Vinci Tarot. Really like it. It's a cool deck. The Close for Death. The Guide for Temperance. And Nine of Pentacles. At the beginning, I think one of the first tarot cards, first or second, I told you that it has a similar scene to this. You see a child, an owl, the Grim Reaper, water. So death is sometimes kind of commonly depicted with these elements here. Very interesting, the Guide for Temperance. This is Tarot of the Old Path. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is pre-Raphaelite Tarot. Very pretty. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Klimt Tarot. Artist Klimt, Gustav Klimt. This is kind of like his art and other similar produced art to make it look like Klimt's art. This is that deck. It's very lovely. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Seeds. This is the Future Ancestor Tarot. Nine of Seeds here. Temperance and Death. And we have Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is the Dreaming Way Tarot. Very cool. She's the same girl. Phase Transition, Death. Tolerance of Uncertainty, Temperance. The Aurora Borealis for a Knight of Pentacles. This is the Science Tarot. We have Death here. Temperance or Alchemist. And Nine of Pentacles. This is the Jungian Tarot. Jungian Tarot. And we have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Territorial Tarot. It's basically a tutorial of tarot, but I really like the way they had done it, so I purchased this deck. Kind of includes keywords, a little message here, well, to describe what you might see on a Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and then the meaning, and then the elements and astrological symbols and planets. And then it also does the same for reversed. It has keywords and a meaning, so it's pretty cool. We have Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. It's very stunning. Nine of Pentacles. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. Triple Goddess Tarot. Very unusual. Temperance is showed at night with her hand up towards the moon, and very interesting Death card to show a female figure in the Grim Reaper's place. Death, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles. This is the Alchemical Tarot. Yes. Temperance, and Nine of Coins. This is the Medieval Scampini Tarot. I think this deck is okay. To me, after I purchased it, I wasn't sure I had gotten the right deck. I actually chopped off the borders just to make it easier to see the artwork, which it did, but still not totally my style. But we have Death, Rebirth, Art, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. Again, another Thoth-inspired deck. This is Sun and Moon Tarot. This is the Smith-Waite Tarot Borderless Edition. Temperance and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Morgan Greer full size. I had shown you the tin size earlier, but I also have the full size. I love this deck for its very bold colors. We have Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Nicoletta Ciccoli Tarot. I think this was one of the decks I was considering restructuring, but after working with it, I felt like, I think as it is, it could work. However, kind of going through it again as I was picking these cards. I was kind of thinking maybe I might try to restructure it. I'm not a huge fan of the Nicoletta Ciccoli decks. I also have a Oracle, but you know, I thought I would try it out. It looked interesting, so I purchased it. I have it now, and I've just been trying to work with it, but we'll see where it ends up in the future. Death, Temperance, Nine of Coins. This deck is created by a YouTube creator, The Art Occultist, I believe. That might be the YouTube channel name as well. However, this deck is called the Art Occultist Tarot, and I believe it can be purchased on makeplayingcards.com. And I think she just did a beautiful job. I purchased it because I felt like she nabbed the old artwork with the correct tarot meaning or title. And so I really like this Nine of Pentacles here. The Death card is beautiful, and the Temperance as well. Okay. We have the Starlight Illuminated Tarot by Carol Hertzer. And she interestingly makes these decks herself, as well as laminates them herself. And if you want to pay even more money for the deck, you can have it glitterified. So she would put glitter on the deck to make it more sparkly. But what's interesting is she has many different styles or colorings, different versions of it if you want to check it out. But it is a Rider-Waite-Smith clone type deck. It's just colored differently. And she even makes her own bag to put the deck in to send it to you. So it's actually a really, really cool personal deck that you can get with the color scheme that you want. She has many different ones that you can choose from, and different sizes as well. Death, Temperance, and Nine of Pentacles. This is the Mara Luna Tarot. Can be purchased on Make Playing Cards. I love this deck. It's a very soft color palette. I kind of freaked out because I didn't have a title card for this deck. I don't remember if it came with one, or maybe I lost it or threw it away. And I think the box was pretty simple. It didn't have the name. I actually had to research to figure out what the name of this deck was. But what a great way to end this with the Death card. But this portal into another universe through the transition of death. And this beautiful Temperance here, and Nine of Pentacles. Okay, and before we end here, I just needed to add two more decks that I almost forgot. The second to last deck I'm going to show you is the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, which is basically my Ride or Die. This is the deck that I'm always using if I'm reading for other people or just kind of on the go. And I need a deck that I'm feeling familiar and confident with. I always use this deck. I chopped off the borders and the titles of these cards, and I just really appreciate the RWS style and coloring of this particular version. That's the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And then the last deck that I'll be showing you is the Field Tarot, which is a deck that I showed in my last video on how I restructured it. We have Death, Temperance, and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so to end this episode, I know it was a very long one. I was thinking of splitting up into two different videos. However, I think, you know, if you wanted to see just all of the cards in one go, I sort of made it that way. I think this is a great exercise to just be able to refamiliarize yourself with your decks and, you know, see what inspired you to like them in the first place. So I encourage you to do this. If you'd like me to do this type of video for a different card, please let me know in the comments below. Definitely like and subscribe. That would help me out as far as reaching more people who might enjoy this type of content, which is, it's not your typical, you know, here's my collection video. It's here's my collection with a twist. And then also, you know, prompting you to identify your astrological birthday cards, and as well as pick your significator card for this point in your life. For me, that was the Nine of Pentacles, and my birthday astrological cards is the Death card for Scorpio and the Temperance for Sagittarius. I am a Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, and the Nine of Pentacles is my preferred significator card for this point in my life, I definitely resonate with this card a lot. Just kind of being forced to slow down, be in the present, the feeling of contentness and feeling blessed with what I do have, despite challenges. This is definitely a card I can relate to. I'm not single, and I don't see the Nine of Pentacles as being a single person, but I do see this person as being able to separate self, to have a sense of autonomous, individuated, individual self. And you know what your significator card would be, or if you want to do a video response to this video with some of your favorite significator cards. You know, I could have very well tried to pick out my favorite Death card, my favorite Temperance card, my favorite Nine of Pentacles, but that still would have prompted me to have to go through all my decks to figure out which ones are my favorite. The issue I have with favorite videos is that sometimes favorites for me are always going to be the same decks. But an exercise like this actually forces me to look at all my decks, even decks that would not be considered my favorite, and still really discover that enjoyment and love I have for them and appreciation for the art. So that's why I would suggest doing an exercise like this. If not for the sheer of wanting to torture yourself by looking through all these cards. And then, yeah, newsflash, I actually have to like put all these cards back now that I've completed this video. So you can see this is how many tarot decks I currently own. And this does not include my Oracle decks. Another reason why I thought this exercise was great was because I finally made a master list of all my decks. So I finally have accounted for all my tarot decks, and it's all on one list. And before, I had tried to account for every deck and make a list, and it was just very difficult. So because I had to go through each deck and pick out the specific cards, this allowed me to also write down the deck name. Granted, I left out some deck names, so when I came to the card, I was like, uh-oh, I don't remember the deck name of this, and I had to go look. But then I was able to add that name to the list, and so now I have it. Yeah, so as of right now, that is all of my tarot decks that I have. That's my collection. Thank you very much for being able to sit through this very long video with me. It was a gift to myself for my birthday, and so I hope that you'll enjoy it just the same. Okay, bye, till next video.